Hello everyone. Now I'm back with another very interesting video for you guys based on 10-minute concept on essay writing. Now basically, I know you guys might have gone through with a lot of ways to write essays, and I know it's one of the tiring job that you don't want to do. And at the same time, it contains a lot of ideation, creativity, and many more things that I know you guys are striving for. So I'm here with a solution within the 10-minute concept. So here I would like to tell you something about what are the 5 ways in which you can write a really good essay. So starting off with the very first thing and with a question that talks about why essay writing matters. I mean, why the hype is all about it. So basically, essay writing builds your confidence, your communication and your critical thinking. When you write an essay, you think about the topic. And when you cater to the boundaries that your IELTS examination has, you try to be perfect or you strive to come up with really good and amazing ideas. So basically, what you do is कि जब आप ऐसे राइटिंग के बारे में सोच रहे होते हो, you have to come up with multiple ideas, right? The question says this, and how many questions you have to answer at the same time. So when you deal with this particular problem, you develop your critical thinking, your cognitive thinking. That helps you in order to build sentences, and at the same time, as you have to cater to multiple vocab, and at the same time, the grammatical range and accuracy helps you to build differently. So yes, the very first thing is it helps you to bring your communication skill into action, your writing skill and your critical thinking. Moving on, it is key for exams like IELTS, academic success and job test. So essay writing not only helps you in order to ace your IELTS examination, but it also helps you to ace your multiple fields, whatever you're looking to achieve. The next is, it helps you organize your thoughts logically. Of course, when you have a structure on how you have to write your essay, you move on and think about how structured your answer can look like. If it is not going to be structured, definitely the examiner is going to face a lot of issue to understand about it. It's important to have your answer structured. जैसे कि it is important to have a structured conversation. For example, someone is explaining you something, right? Like we girls have this tendency of saying, "अरे तुम्हें पता है आज क्या हुआ?" So that we have started building, the environment. Okay, so now here is the gossip. Similarly, when you are going to write something or when you are up for writing something, make sure to build that kind of environment. And that is what structure helps you to do. Moving on, it helps you to organize your thoughts logically in a sequence. That also caters to one of the parameters. Now, moving on, we have understanding the question. So basically, if I can just brief everything about the writing task, you have a question with a multiple sub-questions. So for example, plants and animals are declining. What do you think this is happening? And what is the reason behind it? Or is it a positive or a negative development? Now you can see you have the base idea, you have the first question, and then you have the second question. The base idea is talking about that the species of plants and animals are getting endangered or extinct. And what are the causes behind it? Why do you think is it happening? And how to solve this issue? And whether is it a positive or a negative development? Now I know a lot of you, what you're going to do, it's a negative development. I know that. My mind says that it's a negative development because it's not good for plants and animals to decline. Now this is what you are saying. Do not move on without ideating your question. But before, it's important to understand the question. Decode the essay prompt. So what you have to do is, you have to read the question again and again. So if you get the meaning in the very first place, that's really good. But if you didn't, then you have to decode the essay. You have to understand why is it so complicated and what exactly they are trying to ask. Majorly, they ask for just few information that you have to answer. The very first thing is identify the word. What is the task word you have to answer? Discuss, argue, or evaluate. Now, discuss talks about the generalized way of talking about a topic. The next is argue, is when you have to put your point of view in contradiction to other point of view. Evaluate is you have to scrutinize what exactly is being written. Moving on, highlight the keywords and decide is it opinion-based problem solution or both sides. Now, when reading the question, it's important for you to decide on whether what are you talking about actually. Whether it is a problem solution question, advantage, disadvantage, agree, disagree. So, there are multiple things. Moving on, once you know what the question is asking you for, plan it before you write. So, make sure if you have 40 minutes to deal with the essay, make sure to bifurcate the time in such a manner that you get the entire time frame to have the ideation and to write the answers. For example, minus 5 minutes from 40 minutes and then you are going to left with 35 minutes. In this, you can minus 2 minutes and these 2 minutes are going to be entirely for revision. Now, what are you left with? You're left with 33 minutes and these 33 minutes you have to use for writing your answer. That's how you allocate a perfect timing for your essay writing. Now, 35 में से 40 में से मैंने 5 minutes minus करे. क्यों minus करे? For planning. You have to plan your essay before writing. And that is very important. And none of the formulation you can leave. So, planning is also important. Revision and writing, of course, is very important. Okay? So, make sure to create a quick outline on introduction, body and conclusion. Now, once you've planned the essay, make some strong introduction and thesis. Now, thesis works as an intro of your question on whatever you are writing. So, thesis helps the examiner to understand what are you up to, what are you going to write about the topic. So, general statement to introduce the topic, paraphrase the question of course. Thesis statement means your position. So, it's usually written in this way. My opinion has been elucidated in the upcoming paragraph. So, this is what a thesis statement is going to look like. Air travel has become essential, but it also contributes to global pollution. This essay will discuss both views and present my opinion as well. Now, this is what a thesis statement is going to sound. Moving on, cohesive body paragraph. Now, body is very essential, or I would say one of the most paramount element of your entire essay. So, one idea per paragraph, or you can take 2 ideas per paragraph. Make sure you take the ideas that you are capable of writing within the time frame. Otherwise, you will not be able to complete the entire answer and you have to leave your answer in the middle, which is again not a good sign. Moving on, add examples, explanation and connectors. Now remember this is very important and this has a clear parameter that says cohesive devices, right? Transition smoothly. So, firstly, in contrast, as a result. Secondly, furthermore, moreover, however, on the other hand, on the contrary. So, these are the terms that you can use in order to bifurcate your data into pointers. Now, once you are done with the body, you are left with only conclusion and a final check. So, summarize your key pointers and do not repeat. Restate your opinion in a new way and check for whether or not you have made any grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes, relevance or word count. So, here are some of the pointers that you have to be a bit careful and that's all. It's way easy than you can even think of. It's just a structure on how you're going to structure an answer and it's just about how you're going to frame them in order to make them complete essay. So, see you guys in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.